It's local, and it's a whole lot of fun. Real opinions, real laughs, and real connection to the Ozarks every single morning. From breaking down the biggest games to celebrating the best of the Ozarks, debating the poll question of the day, and reacting to your messages live. This is Sports Radio done differently. The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. Weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock.
Good Tuesday morning. Well.
Is it? Is it really?
No, it's not. Well, it is. Here's the thing.
We got up.
We got up today. It's a beautiful day out. The birds are chirping. It's gonna be a nice day today. If you are a U.S. soccer fan, it's not such a great day. But I didn't see anybody in the stands crying like that Brazil kid. So that's probably the indication that we can go, that was fun. That was a kind of nice, fun deal. Back to your regular scheduled program of baseball season.
Yes.
Or football preseason. That's kind of where the Americans are with this. I'm reading all the stuff out there. Hey, that was fun. Hey, that was a nice little summer jaunt we had. I appreciate you guys. We're gonna go ahead and step out and go back to baseball and football. That's pretty much what it was. Is soccer? It's our fourth most popular sport in this country, right? Isn't it number 4
in this country?
NFL, football, baseball, NBA, or basketball in general, and don't college football and all. I'm lumping the sports together. Okay, football, baseball, basketball are our 3 most popular sports. Hockey at one point was number 4. It may still be number 4, but I suspect soccer is probably number 4 now. So soccer is probably our 4th most popular sport. And we just did what we do. We show up, we have a good time for a few weeks, and we bow out and let the big boys compete for the trophy. Because when I looked last night, Tom, at the bench for Belgium, not the guys on the field, the bench, they've got World Cup stars, Premier League stars, La Liga stars, Italians. I'm like, oh my gosh. They have Lukaku on the bench, former Man U striker, still one of the best goal scorers in the world. They've got Doku on the bench, one of the best goal scorers, wingers, one of the fastest wingers in the world. They got Kevin De Bruyne, who's one of the best players ever in the world, on their bench. Didn't even play.
Amazing.
We don't even have to throw Kevin De Bruyne out. And everybody said, well, he's old. No, he's still awesome. And he would be the best player on the United States team. Kevin De Bruyne on their bench would be the best player on our team. And they brought 2 of those guys off the bench. And I'm like, we don't have that. There's definitely a gulf in talent. And we figured that out last night very quickly. And Belgium, hats off to them. That's why I'm saying this whole red card thing with Flo, Belgium didn't need to do that. Belgium, fine. Play whoever you want. Whoever you want to pick. We'll give you free picks. You can go pick somebody who's not even on your World Cup roster. We're still going to pummel you 4-1. That's what Belgium should have did, but they're all whining and complaining. They actually thought they were going to lose that game. Like, oh my goodness gracious.
Or the other side of it is it kind of lit a fire under Belgium.
True. They kind of limped through. They're kind of cruising.
I've read some reports. Chemistry wasn't good, but this was something they all felt strong about.
Yeah.
They were all pissed about.
Yeah.
And it may have lit a little fire under them. Someone woke the sleeping dragon.
Woke the sleeping waffle.
Yes.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. That's a good take. I would say that too, but they were good. I mean, they're you could just see the class, the difference in class. It's Pulisic, who we've put up there as our best player in this country. And I know he doesn't score a ton of goals, and that's not what's judged by in soccer. When you're a midfielder that kind of directs the action, you don't necessarily get the goals, okay? You set up the goals. That's how good you are. But he'd be on the bench for Belgium, okay? So, I mean, you just got to look at the golfing class, and we're the 15th ranked team in the world. The United States is the 15th ranked team in the world. It's one of our highest rankings we've had in decades. And we finished in the last 16. We finished where we're supposed to be. If you look at a bracket, we finished where we're supposed to. And Belgium, 9th ranked in the world, beat us. They should make the Elite Eight, which they did. And they're number 9, number 8, or number 9, depending, whatever. They're in.
Should have had an advantage playing in front of our crowd
In Seattle.
Yes, I mean, you would think that would have the 12th man, so to speak, in soccer would have helped, but man, not at all. By the way, soccer is either 4 or 5 in America as far as favorite sport.
Yeah,
just looked it up. Football's number 1, easily number 1. This is American football.
American football.
Yep. Number 2 is basketball. Baseball, softball would be 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And then depending on how you look at it, viewing wise, hockey's ahead of soccer, but soccer's ahead of hockey in other
dynamics.
Yes.
Whatever,
so 4
whatever.
or 5, depending on how you look at it.
So we did what we're supposed to do. All right. That's the thing. We finished where we're supposed to finish. It was a humbling lesson last night in different. If you watch the game, if you watch the other American games and you watch this game, you're like, wait a minute, that's not the same team. No, it's not the same competition. That Belgium was in every passing lane, and if you look at who we played before, Paraguay, Australia, Turkey, Bosnia, all teams rank lower than the United States. Okay, all right, and we beat them. So it's like. I heard somebody say yesterday, it's like a college football schedule. You got your 3 games coming out of the gate. Yeah, you should win these pretty easily. Then you got your Patsy, whatever. And then you play the conference schedule. That's kind of what we ran into last night. We ran into our first conference game, and they smacked us. All right? So that's kind of where we are. And as a country, I hear all these people, we need to do this. We need to do that to get better at soccer. We need to do this. Bottom line is, it's just not our sport. I mean, I mean, it is, but it's not, because it's the most widely participated sport in the world. But in the United States of America, it's not. It may be participated at some point, but that's not the sport that our best athletes go to play.
Well, I'll tell you this. We better not find out that someone was on the take last night on Team USA. In particular, the keeper.
Oh, in particular, what's his name? Richards. Oh my gosh. Richards directly attributed to 3 of those goals.
Yeah.
I'm like, clear the ball. It's like, I don't know what that was all about.
We better not find that out down the road that something like that happened. Because that would that be ugly?
Oh, that'd be ugly. But that save he made 3 minutes in was world-class amazing. The one-handed push away he made, like right off the bat, that was world class. Now, I found out last night our goalkeeper can't kick. You notice that we didn't.
What?
Well, no, you notice he whiffed on the one that they ended up scoring the goal on, which he should have booted that the other end, but he caught his cleat on the ground, right? And the other thing is, you notice we didn't kick from the back. We didn't goal kick from the back. We played it out short every single time. It's like, oh my gosh.
That's a sign that the guy has no leg.
Yes,
absolutely.
And sign he has no leg, and also the sign that that's how we want to build up our attack. But playing against Belgium, playing against Paraguay, and he's up. That's fine.
Yeah,
that works. Playing against a team like Belgium, that doesn't really work.
That's either the wind is real strong, you play it short.
Yeah.
There's factors that go into it. I don't think the wind had anything to do with it last night.
I don't think so. I just think the goalkeeper doesn't have a leg. Because you saw these other guys, they booted halfway, always 3/4 down the field.
Yeah.
He didn't do that at all. But anyway, hey, as always, our show each and every day is brought to you by
Play It Again Sports.
Hey, Play It Again Sports. They got a big sale going on right now.
Baseball, softball, bats, gloves, everything right now on sale. Plus, they've got ice cream there this Saturday, Highland Dairy ice cream there this Saturday. Stop by this week. Huge sale.
Huge.
Going on as we speak. As a matter of fact, Sal's coming in on Friday.
Oh, nice.
To tell us about the baseball, softball sale. New bats, 10 to 20% off. All baseball shoes, 20 to 50% off.
Yep.
Equipment bags.
Batting gloves.
Yep.
Wiffle ball, blitz ball gear. It's on sale. Well, here's the thing. This is what they do. Play it again. It's time to move that stuff out. You get a great deal. Move it out so they can bring in the fall sports. So you got to get in there now to Play It Again Sports through this Sunday. Big, big, big sale. Highland Dairy ice cream there on Sunday. Sunday, right? When's Highland Dairy ice cream there? Saturday or Sunday?
The 11th, I believe.
That would be Saturday.
Yep.
Saturday, Highland Dairy ice cream. Saturday only, July 11th only.
Sale goes to Sunday.
Yes.
But the ice cream will be there Saturday from 11 to 2 p.m.
There you go.
11 a.m., 2 p.m. Don't miss it.
Play It Again Sports, located in Fremont Shopping Center. Yeah, so anyway, are we out on the World Cup, Tom? Are we done? Are we out now that the U.S. is out? Are we done talking about it?
We'll still update people on how it's going,
Sure.
but it's not going to be.
It's been a good tournament.
Yeah.
It really has. And for those of you who don't like soccer, it's been a good tournament. We've competed. We're Americans. That's what we do. We compete. Last night just wasn't our day.
I can tell you this. Mullies and Mumbles will be busy the rest of the tournament because there are still huge soccer fans in this town, in this area, that will go and watch the other countries play because they appreciate soccer.
Yes, huge soccer countries still playing too. There's still some big ones still left, and you look at this: Spain and Belgium. If we'd have won, we'd have taken on number one Spain, basically. So you lose now, you lose later. Spain would have. They got by Portugal yesterday. Cristiano Ronaldo's last World Cup. Wow, that's crazy. Watch that. I watched that one yesterday. And then you got England still in, of course. You got Argentina still in. Argentina has a cakewalk to the final. Oh, my gosh. Nobody's in their way. France is looking good. France and Morocco this week. Wow, that's like number 2 versus number 6 in the world. Pretty cool stuff. So there's a lot of soccer still to be had. But in general, one of the biggest things I'm hearing, and I think you said the same, we talked about this before the show today, Tom, is the cost of sports, right? The cost of youth sports. And that's why we're not taking off in soccer and such. And I would say this to that. That's a real thing. The cost of youth sports is very high. I know running a club, every year I look at my budget and I go, and this is not my regular job. Running USA Prime Mavericks is not my regular job. In fact, we are not for profit until this year, but I had to switch it because of tax things or what have you. But anyway, we've always run things on a pretty skinny, but then every year I see these tournament prices, these keep going up and up and up. We paid last year for a tournament down in Branson. We paid $675 for 3 games. That's unheard of. That's what we used to pay for World Series events, $675. And so the cost is going up from the tournament side of it. The cost of leagues are going up. And a lot of it's also the cost of umpires are going up because there's fewer umpires. So there's been escalating costs. So people put it on, you got to pay for sports. Well, you got to pay for tournaments. You got to pay for officials. You got to pay for things, and it's not cheap. Maybe if we stop yelling at all of our umpires and officials, maybe we get more umpires and officials that do it, and we wouldn't have to pay so much, possibly. Because a lot of these guys would do it they don't do it just for the check. They do it just because they love the game. They want to give back. I mean, that's a lot of umpires and officials are like that. But I'm telling you right now, the cost is going up and up and up. And that relates to the price if you want to play in a tournament. I know the park board prices have gone up. Everywhere's gone up. It doesn't matter who you play. Recreational baseball, softball has gone up in price.
Even that, the cost of the turf to put it in, which is great. That's changed things weather-wise for tournaments.
Sure.
You can now play, even though there's some weather, but you had to pay to put that turf in.
Yeah.
So that's all factored in.
Who pays for that? Well, not directly, but you end up paying for it in tournament entries. Absolutely. Yeah. League entries.
You have to. Somebody's got to pay for that, which is good because, before you'd play on the dirt infield, you had to pay the workers to get the fields ready in between games. Yeah.
So there's a trade-off.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can use it for more things too, those turf fields over at Lake Country and Killian and Cooper. But the biggest thing I'm hearing today on the social media is this: the cost of youth sports is too high, and that's why we lost in the World Cup. And that's not why we lost in World Cup, because
the youth programs are not growing and getting better. It costs so much for the kids to play.
Yeah, and some of our best quote athletes are not playing because they can't afford to play. I know that's an issue. I'm not discounting that at all. It is. I see it. when I throw out, I do as much payment plans as I can. I stretch out payments for 8-9 months. I do as much as I can to make it affordable. And again, most of us around here, the club operators around here, we're not out. Well, we're not out here to stiff you, okay? We're out here to try to provide something. But the cost of doing business, the cost of running a club, the insurance, the tournament entries, the league entries, the paying for umpires, all that stuff rolled into it, there is a cost involved. Now, some people around here do it for a living. That's what their job is. I'm not going to take that away. That's fine. I don't, okay? It's just a thing I've always done because I started for Ryan back in the day. But I have to be compensated for my time. I mean, take away from my job. I mean, what I'm doing. So, yeah, there's a little bit of profit built in, of course. But it's not, we don't get rich off of it. I mean, nobody gets rich off running a baseball club. I'm just telling you, or a soccer club. Nobody really does. I mean, it's a love of the sport is why you do it, and you want to teach kids how to play. But I do see people left behind. I do see kids left behind because they can't afford it. So, but there's scholarships out there. Chuck Wiley Foundation, who were playing in this weekend, that tournament, all that money goes into their scholarship fund. So you can always apply to the Chuck Wiley Foundation if you're looking, if you need some financial assistance, or just talk to your club owner if you need some help, you need some payment terms or something. All these guys around here are good about that. All of them are good friends of mine. Most of them are anyway. But all of them are good friends of mine. It's a gentleman's club, and that's how we treat each other. And that's kind of the way it's done around here. That's how we do it in Southwest Missouri.
And for people listening to the program this morning, no, that was not the Show Me the Money segment.
No.
Even though it was about money.
It is.
We have an actual Show Me the Money segment coming up later on. Let me tell you about the show today, though. Number one, our first person that reached out to us this morning is Craig Stagner. We got to get an update. Craig, you're listening. Let us know how things are going. He said good morning. First thing, right out of the chute.
That's a good sign.
Yes, but Craig, let us know. Just send us a note, how you're feeling, how you're doing. He's been in the hospital the last couple of days. He's our Wednesday racing guru. Every Wednesday, we don't know about tomorrow. We may have a vacation relief tomorrow on our full throttle segment, but want to find out how Craig's doing in the hospital. Got a little bit of an accident this weekend.
I call what he does I know it's called the hair scramble or whatever, but I call it the hair bender. He got hair bended this weekend.
It was bended, no doubt. Coming up, this segment we will have Rob Marsh is going to be on early, 7:20, from the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. The museum is opening, Rob.
Saw the picture.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Museum is opening, so we're going to visit with Rob Marsh next to tell us about that. Then at 8 o'clock this morning, we will have Brad Shorter, new girls basketball coach. He's a Hall of Famer, girls basketball coach at Ozark High School.
New girls basketball coach, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
What a great hire, Ozark.
Unbelievable. So Brad Shorter will be on. We have Show Me the Money coming up on the show today. It's Tuesday, which means Show Me the Money. Just a lot to talk about. And then the Kansas City Royals did something that's even more rare than a perfect game yesterday. We're going to tell you about that during the program as well. More rare.
Does it get any better than that? We have great Royals news today. So we'll do that. We'll do that as well. That was a fun game yesterday to watch. But I'll tell you what, there's more to come. You're listening to The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock, brought to you by Play Good Sports.
Mornings in the Ozarks just got louder. Sports debates, hot takes, local legends, and your voice in the mix. It's The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. Weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock.
All right, there's your new AC unit. You should be all set.
What do you mean, should be?
Yep, you should be all set. Thanks and good luck.
And that's when you realized it wasn't such a good idea to go with one of the guys who had the AC unit for cheaper. Rodgersville Heating and Cooling won't just chuck it in a truck, plug it in, and leave. They take the time to install and quality check everything they do, so you can come home to comfort with Rodgersville Heating and Cooling. RodgersvilleHVAC.net.
For America's 250th anniversary, Highland Dairy is honoring the values that built this country: service, sacrifice, and community. We're proud to partner with Folds of Honor to commit a $250,000 donation to help provide life-changing academic scholarships to families of America's fallen or disabled military and first responders. It's Highland's way of giving back to those who have given so much. Learn more at highlanddairy.com. Highland, locally made, natural.
Summer road trip season is here, and before you load up the family and hit the highway, stop by C&C Automotive. Right now, get a free oil and filter change with any brake job. It's a great way to make sure your vehicle is ready for all those summer miles ahead. And the summer heat, too. Take advantage of C&C Automotive's summer special and save 25% on a complete AC system check and service. That's a free oil and filter change with your brake job, plus 25% off AC service. Call C&C Automotive today and get summer ready.
Take a swing and take a scoop at Play It Again Sports in Springfield. Now through July 12th, save store-wide on everything for baseball and softball. New bats, 10 to 20% off. Get 20 to 50% off all baseball shoes. And save big on gloves, pants, catcher's gear, batting gloves, balls, and helmets. Be there July 11th and enjoy free ice cream from Highland Dairy. Save now through July 12th at Play It Again Sports in the Fremont Center in Springfield. Culinary history with Retro Metro. For centuries, lobster was a delicacy reserved for those living close to the coast. Today, you don't need an ocean view to enjoy it, just a table at Retro Metro. Introducing Bergen Ravioli. Fresh ravioli stuffed with lobster and cognac, served in a Thermidor blue cheese and spinach sauce that's creamy and rich and unforgettable. Discover the all-new dinner menu at Retro Metro.
I'm Chef Tiny, inviting you to Retro Metro for some giant flavors. Your table is waiting.
Your takes, your teams, your town. From hot stove baseball to big deal or not a big deal. Mornings belong to the opening drive with Tom and Rob. 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock. Don't just listen, be part of it.
We'd like to invite you to join us on the opening drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app.
YouTube approved. YouTube. We'll be on YouTube now because we play music that nobody listens to as bump music. Not even recognizable. Not even close.
It'll never get into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, I'll tell you that. This type of music.
No. And probably Rob Marsh is like going, what is that? What show did I sign up for today? Hey, how you doing, Rob? Doing okay?
I always say that when I hear from you guys is, what did I sign myself up?
There you go.
Yep.
Way to endear yourself to us today. I got some hard questions for you now. No, not really. I don't really have that many hard questions.
Hey, Rob was sitting around as you and I were watching the World Cup last night. Isn't that correct, Rob?
I was, yes.
Very disappointing.
Yes, it was.
Disappointing, but not exactly surprising. You know what I'm saying? I walked away from that game going, that's kind of where we're supposed to be. That's the difference in class. When they got literally Kevin De Bruyne on the bench and Lukaku on the bench and Doku, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're bringing on reinforcements. Kevin De Bruyne didn't even have to come out of the dugout. He was sitting out there on a what was that water cart thing going, we don't have to play in this game. We're going to win this thing. That's tough.
So, Rob, we want to talk about the museum, if we could. We understand we're just a few short weeks away from that officially reopening.
Yeah, and it just reminded me, looking on the screen, I got to adjust my camera for next time. I feel like I'm sitting on a milk crate compared to you guys of down here in the dungeon. We obviously some extremely exciting news for us, after being closed for 4+ years of huge, it was always on the bullet point, always on the list of things that was always in the back of my mind, and obviously on the forefront of the team here at the Hall of Fame. And then obviously the countless members of people that have been inducted. You know, that it's a special place for them, as you know, and you know, wish we could have gotten to it sooner. And there's, you know, it's been a wild year and a half of a lot of moving pieces and a lot of progress, and so it's just a very cool moment of you know, being able to open the doors back up, and what that means to so many people. Because you have to, you know, we continue to, and have continued to have inductions and ceremonies and luncheons, but you need a brick and mortar that you know, the people anywhere from 8 years old to 80 years old can come in and see the memorabilia, because the inventory of memorabilia is just incredible that the Hall of Fame has, and you know, stretched over 30 some years, and you know, it's not as, obviously the square footage is not as large, and I'm very positive it will be one day, you know, as I continue to work on our permanent home, but we've maximized every square foot that we had available to us. And then we're also going to continue and keep rotating it in and out, which I think is huge for a museum, because some museums you walk through it and you say, well, I've been there, there's no reason for me to go back for a while. Well, as the sports seasons change, we're going to be changing our displays, you know, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, tennis, whatever it may be. We've got that much inventory to constantly rotate in and out. So when you come in the following month or 60 days later, you're going to see different and new memorabilia, which I think is really neat too. You know, that and we're fortunate enough to have, you know, that many pieces of history. And then something new we did add is we've got I don't know if you want to call it, not really a storyboard, but we have dedicated a huge wall for the signage, that if you've ever been inducted, your name is now on the wall, you know, for what you were inducted for. So no matter what family member, you know, like I said, from 8 to 80 years old, you'll be able to come in and find grandma's name or grandma or grandfather's name, or hey, that's my dad's name, or you know, it's all categorized, and that's something new that we added, that we wanted to make sure whatever point in time they did come in, they could find that name, right?
That's awesome.
That's legit. There's my grandfather, and he was, and that was special that we did together, and my team did a nice job putting that. You know, Kerry Brewer, my encyclopedia of sports that I have over here, and you know, I think he's got it memorized in his head of everybody that's been inducted since day one, and I'm so blessed to have him, and Carrie Norris, my vice president. You know, she was the designer of all of it, and you know, it's a huge pride for them. You know, you know, those two have been around for years and years, and they've been through, you know, everything and back, and it's kind of funny, I was more blessed and felt privileged to be able to do that and make that happen for them, because they live and breathe this Hall of Fame, and they're a lot of the behind the scenes, and of course I tell them all the time, you can come take my spot anytime you want it, and they don't want that either, but because, as you know, this role, it has the good and the bad, right? You're in the front of the firing squad, or you're getting patted on the back, and that's the part that you sign up for, and that's okay. But it's a huge win for the community, and it's a huge win for the state, and that's something that I'm really am focusing on, and I'm sure you guys would agree that, you know, it is the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, but really people really only associate it to Southwest Missouri, and it shouldn't be. It's got to have more of a statewide presence.
Yes.
It's got to have more of a statewide reach. So as I get through this summer of, you know, we're in the midst of all of our charity functions right now, as you know, and when I get through this, then I've reached out and talked to several people in the St. Louis and Kansas City and Columbia area, and that, that I'm going to hit the road and really establish more support and more of a presence from all around the state. Because, I mean, again, you got, well, I don't know if we can still say the Chiefs or Missouri, but I guess so. But you know, just huge sports, huge company. You know, you like Rawlings, you know, Missouri company. You know, have
sure.
I'm of a brand recognition name than Rawlings, right, in the world of sports. And so I've got some guys that are willing to stand behind me, and if I can come up into the area. So that's a push that I really see in the next 6 months for myself, and then you know, like you may have read in some of the other articles, that I've got some really, really positive things going in the background of the permanent home. And I think any one I choose is really exciting and has its own points. And but I'm taking my time and making sure that we do make the right decision. We make the, you know, responsible decision. And but there are some really, really neat things going on in the background about where you know, where hang our hat on at the end of the day, so to speak.
Well, I'll tell you, having a physical Hall of Fame where you can see the actual artifacts that you have there from the history, the great rich history of this state, I think is the number one thing that you've done. I know you do the inductions, and that's huge. I get that, all that. But man, having the physical Hall of Fame where they can go see it, that is amazing. What hats off to you, Rob. That's making it work where, you know, hey, we're going to put it here. Every square foot going to be covered. We got it covered. That wall is going to be amazing. I think that's going to be a great addition.
Yeah.
But having a physical location is so, so important. And hats off to you for getting that done.
Well, yeah, that means a lot. And like I said, it's I don't have a large team, but they do a lot of work. And you know, bless their hearts, like I said, I got the 2 carries that have been here, but the other 3, including myself, are all new, and so I'm sure those 2 want to strangle all the other 3 newbies here all the time. But they always, you know, they have my back, and they know that I'm, you know, that I was driven to make sure that this happened, and you know, a business side, you guys are smart. When you look at it from a business sense, you know, the museum was never about making any money. I know you mentioned earlier about nobody's getting rich off youth baseball, youth soccer, and all that, and that couldn't be more true. Those are thankless, coachless jobs, as you know, and nobody's getting rich off a museum by any sort of the imagination. In fact, it's an expense, and but that's not what it's about, right? It's the largest thing, you know, the most surprising thing that I've realized in a year and a half is, you know, when I walked in, I originally thought, oh, you know, this golf is going to be so much fun. There's so much golf and there's so much this. And it's actually been the opposite. It's the inductions, because they become family reunions. They become, man, I haven't seen such and such in 40 years, or I had no idea that my grandfather was that kind of an athlete.
Yep.
I mean, you can't put a price on that. I mean, and that's, you know, you get emotional when you see these people interact or they haven't, maybe they were even on the outs. We've seen that the family wasn't really getting along, but the induction ceremony brought them together.
Oh, that's cool.
And, so, you know, it's so rewarding, and but again, you need some type of brick and mortar that you can load up the family. Or if you're down here, you know, obviously, as you know, we're downtown now, that, you know, even if you're here, you know, let's go on the Friday art walk and let's go spend some time downtown and let's go have dinner. Well, let's walk through the Hall of Fame. You know, how's that not a good time, right? You're seeing anywhere from George Brett to Stan Musial to Lou Brock stuff to, you know, to Payne Stewart and I mean, I'm just amazed there's times that I walk downstairs and just look through their memorabilia and it's just like, and my late father was one of the biggest St. Louis Cardinals fans that I'd ever met to this day. And then I'm just thinking, man, my dad would flip out if he knew that I was also in the recent, I was shaking hands with Jose Oquendo,
yes,
my dad thought he was the secret. Well, he was the secret weapon, as you know, but this thought he was the stuff. And then it's like, I'm shaking hands with a guy like my dad would just be like, what in the world? But so blessed. And yeah, we were really excited to bring that to the public. And like I said, more excited too of what's in store. Because one of the main things that we were not able to get, as you can I'm sure, is the statues, that I still have obviously those take a large square footprint to put on display. And so that's kind of my main piece. Also, the new home is I want to get those back out forefront and make sure that people can, take their selfies or whatever they want to be by some of them statues that are incredible.
So, Rob, you touched on that, the new home. When, where, give us an update on the permanent home down the road.
Well, fair question. And I don't know that I could provide you any kind of a timeline. Now, realistically, I see that we're here. I really hope to have it announced by the end of the year of where it's going to be. But then I see 2027 being a majority of that year getting it ready to move into. So I kind of, I vision us being still downtown for most of 2027 while that's getting ready. And obviously, depending on which one I go with, each of them has various stages of work that need to be done. But the nice thing is to have choices, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to, like I said, I want to ensure that we make the right choice, that it makes sense. It makes sense all the way around. Like I said, financial sense, that people that know me know that I take the dollar and I stretch it as far as I possibly can to make things work. And maybe to a fault, I get a little bit cheap but that's what's also been necessary to get us back where we're at, to still be talking about it today from where we could have been, a year and a half ago. So, but I want to make sure that I do it, that we do it, do it right. And then one of the other pieces that you'll see when you walk in is I do have one wall still dedicated to Mr. John Q. Hammonds. And that was important to me, that we still had a lot of the things from his old office and memorabilia, and he's the one that started it. So I never want to forget him. I never want people to forget him. Not that they would, but he obviously did a lot of good things, as everybody knows. And so when you walk in, one of the walls is kind of dedicated to him. And I thought that was important. And then we've also got a kind of a merch and a team store where you can buy all the latest Hall of Fame gear and things like that to help further our mission. So
Rob, what's coming up here in the next few months? What kind of events do you have lined up?
Well, we're in, no secret that, the PGA did an exit on me or on the community, I guess, and couldn't make the schedule work. So, one of the things we had to immediately bounce back was, okay, we got to put something together for the charities. Whether the PGA is here or not, the charities still have a function in this community and doing an extreme amount of important work. I mean, we have, obviously a widespread charities that, help from, foster to, you name it, anything, kids, veterans, and even yesterday we had our large tournament that benefited Legal Services of Southern Missouri, and those are all that organization represents and gives people a voice on the legal side that cannot afford attorneys, that maybe in some kind of domestic issue or maybe whatever it may be. But they're in court about every day helping some of these families that can't afford it have a voice in the court. So we had their large fundraiser tournament yesterday at Millwood and raised a lot of money for them. But so really the next, 30, 45 days, nothing Hall of Fame going on, so to speak, of it's all charity driven missions and to ensure that, we continued on our, being a good partner with these charities. And that's what the Hall of Fame kind of does is, there's so many great charities in this community and some of them have larger staff than others. Some of them have marketing, departments, budgets to help get their word out. The Hall of Fame really is a voice for some of these charities that people may not even have heard of, but that doesn't make their work any less important, right? And so I've made sure that, we continue to stand with them but we've got a lot of that going on. And then later this fall, we kick back in with, we'll have our football and basketball luncheons from the Hall of Fame. We have a large enshrinement up in Columbia this fall that I've been talking to Norm Stewart still and his crew. God love him. He's still sharp as a tack and remembers everything that you talk to him about. And he's just a class act. And Norm has been an incredible longtime supporter of the Hall of Fame. So we're working to have him out there. But and then I think, once you see our 2027 calendar, we have a lot of new things planned and really of what the future of the Hall of Fame looks like. And we have some really lot of things still to come. It's a lot accomplished, but still a lot to do. And there will always be a lot to do. But back to, my main thing now is, get these doors open downtown, let people start enjoying this, continue to work behind the scenes on the permanent home. And like I said, my next step is to, I really want to get those statues back out in front of everybody and those bronze busts that we have of so many of the legends and get this thing back in full swing. And then again, make sure that we have a strong Missouri presence, because Missouri should be proud to have this and it should never go away. Right. I mean, it just, and you can replace a lot of things with digital in today's day and age, but you still need that memorabilia. You still need that baseball or that jersey or that game worn, whatever it may be. There's nothing like laying your eyes on that. Right. So anyway, yeah, a lot of great progress, still a lot to do. And can't thank both of you gentlemen enough. You've been a great friend and supporter and been, with us along the way and look forward to celebrating and having you both out here. And maybe we can do a show here one day or something. We can work that out.
That'd be great.
That'd be kind of a neat deal.
August 12th is the first day it'll be open, I understand. And your hours will be 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., correct?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, and then I'm going to work with the downtown and on these art walks, making sure that we're that I'm down here myself, that we're down here on those evenings greeting people and making sure that people do know the doors are open and make this a part of their stop, to walk through and see some of the things and hopefully enhance the downtown area even more.
You didn't have a restaurant out at the old location. How much weight have you gained since you've been there now on Walnut?
Well, I don't, because I don't ever take the time to eat, so I don't.
You're on there at 7:30 in the morning. Yeah,
I know. Let's see.
Get this in today.
I gotta get out more, and I'm first admit that. Like the other day,
upstairs, don't you?
Andy's is a great partner of ours, and I knew their office was downtown, but I didn't really know where. So I said, well, I'm going to venture out, and I got to walk over to the Andy's office and little bit farther than what I anticipated in this heat, as you know. But anyway, it's there's so many cool things down here. I mean, I'm not telling you anything you guys don't know, but there's some really, really neat stuff down here. And I've even told my team, it's like, man, I gotta get out more. We got some really cool stuff around here, but we're just hammering down right now. There's something going on every day, and that's great. And we're so blessed because, like I said, how many people truly get to wake up every day and work in a job that you're making somebody's dream come true? And that's just the reality of it. Who doesn't want to be in the Hall of Fame, right? What sports guy didn't want to dream of being in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely. Yep.
Now you two are Hall of Famers, I'm sure, but I don't think
Tom is. I'm not. I'm not a Hall of Famer. I'm a Hall of Famer in my own mind, I guess.
Yeah, aren't we all? Yeah.
Hey, Rob, we appreciate it. Thanks so much and look forward to the opening.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Rob. Rob Marsh, Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. Hey, nothing beats having a physical Hall of Fame where you can go and look at stuff. I mean, nothing beats it. And hats off to his team, the Carries and Rob for getting that up and running. August 12th, it's going to open up, so you can head on through there and check it out downtown Springfield.
Awesome. Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it on Walnut Street.
On Walnut.
Yep. So appreciate him joining us. Coming up, we will have our poll. We haven't gone to our poll yet. We'll do that. Show me the money, and Brad Shorter from Ozark High School, new girls basketball coach. That'll be at 8:00 this morning. So a lot coming up on this edition of the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob, brought to you by Play It Again Sports. Ice cream, Play It Again Sports, big sale, balls,
Saturday.
bats, gloves.
Do it.
They've got it all right now. Fremont Shopping Center. They'll be open in about 15 minutes. So stop by and check them out. We'll be back right after this. Want to hear ESPN The Jock without lifting a finger? Just say play ESPN on Jock on TuneIn to your smart speaker and take the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob, local sports, and your favorite shows anywhere in the house. ESPN The Jock, always on, always entertaining.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds, and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you, with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds too. Get a quote right now at 800-568-2790, 800-568-2790, or biglou.com.
Your home is where life happens. It's where kids play, pets roam, and memories are made. Since 1978, Robinson Fence Company has taken pride in building fences the right way. Every fence we build reflects our commitment to doing honest work for our neighbors. With over 4,000 fences installed, our experience speaks for itself. Rooted right here in Springfield and our office in Dallas, Texas, we're proud to be a hometown company. Robinson Fence Company. Family owned, locally trusted. Professional fencing by professional people.
Imagine a marketing tool for your business that will keep your current customers coming back while adding new ones in the process. It can happen when you offer gift certificates on shopozarks.com. You'll build your customer base, keep top of mind, help people save money, and they'll love you for it. ShopOzarks.com is the perfect place for restaurants, retail, and entertainment experiences to build their foundation. Join the family of businesses having success making new customers and keeping their current ones happy. Contact us now at ShopOzarks.com.
Spring and summer storms in the Ozarks have been tough on your home. High winds, heavy rains, and hail can leave damage you may not see from the ground. For more than 20 years, ABC Roofing has helped Springfield area homes and business owners protect what matters most after the storms have passed, with honest inspections, quality work, and the highest level of integrity. If storms have left you wondering about your roof, let the ABC team come take a look. ABC Roofing, keeping it simple for over 20 years.
Did you know you can listen to all your favorite ESPN The Jock programs live at 969thejock.com? The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. A Coach's Perspective with Jenny Hopkins, The High School Show, ESPNtheJock.com.
We'd like to invite you to join us on the opening drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app.
The question is out, and the internet has opinions. We've put today's hottest sports topic up on X, and now it's time to see where you stand. The Sports Poll Question of the Day on the opening drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock.
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
The Sports Poll Question of the Day on the opening drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock.
All right, back in the opening drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock as we roll on a Tuesday, July 7. You know what that means? We're on the second half of summer. Second half. We're heading downhill towards school. I'm sorry to say it, but we are. You know, July 7. Ugh, right?
It is my my little sister's birthday today. She was born, listen to this, Rob, July 7th, 7/7 of 77.
Wow.
She should be in a casino.
Exactly.
You know?
Pull that one arm bandit. Sevens across the board.
7/7/77.
Well, happy birthday.
Man, oh man.
That's the day, man. She listened to us today?
She said good morning.
Nice.
I think she's probably listening.
Nice. Well, happy birthday. I tell you what, you pull the one arm bandit today, that could be a big deal for you. Because isn't she up in St. Louis area? Where's she?
Just on the other side. She's in Illinois.
Perfect. I mean, there's casinos all over there. Just go pull the one arm bandit once today.
Right around where you were playing baseball a couple weeks ago in O'Fallon.
Oh, yeah.
She's in that area.
Yeah.
So that's where she's working.
Yeah, I liked it up there. I mean, I like going over that side to play baseball. They have good facilities and everything. But you say, oh, you were playing St. Louis this weekend. No, you're not. You're playing in O'Fallon, Illinois.
That's right.
Not O'Fallon, Missouri, which is a typical little deal. You got to kind of differentiate. Kind of like, and then when I'm in St. Louis, sometimes I'll say, they go, where are you from? I go, Springfield. Oh, yeah, Springfield, Illinois. No, Springfield, Missouri.
Yes.
That's weird to me. When they say Springfield, Illinois, I'm like,
why?
I'm in Missouri. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Springfield. Oh, Springfield, Illinois. I'm like, why would I come here from Springfield, Illinois? Why would I not just go to Chicago?
The armpit of America.
Springfield, Illinois is awful.
Goodness.
I stopped there only because that Lincoln deal's there, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
That's it. That's the only reason I'd stop there.
Land of Lincoln.
Land of, there.
Here's our poll question today. You can find on Twitter or X. Same thing. Twitter, X, exact same thing.
Yeah.
You can type in either and it'll come up.
I'm glad Elon Musk did that.
Yep.
Type either one in. Go there. No problem.
I still type Twitter in every day. Type it in.
Yeah. Oh, you do type Twitter?
Yeah. I've never, ever, ever typed in X.
That's all I do.
Is it really?
It's less keystrokes. All I got to do is hit X and it comes up a choice. X.com. Yep. That's what I want.
Boom. So our question today, 96.9 The Jock. There's a poll we do every day. 96.9 The Jock. Easy today. The USA's World Cup exit is more. And then here's the options. Disappointing or frustrating or expected or a look into the future of USA soccer.
I'd say two. I got two choices there, Tom. One is disappointing. It's disappointing. It's always disappointing when your country loses. I don't care if you like soccer or not. We lost yesterday, which stinks. You know, USA lost. The Stars and Stripes lost yesterday. In our 250th anniversary year. I was hoping to go a little bit farther, you know.
At least one more round.
In this particular year, I was hoping, hey, let's step it up. Didn't expect to win the whole thing, but it'd have been cool if we got another round and just stay in the tournament. And expected is my second one, which is leading currently. Expected.
Yes.
You could see if you watch any type of soccer, if you watch any European soccer and you know who's on the bench for Belgium, you know who you're playing, you're kind of like, if we can sneak one, great. You know, I don't think we're going to sneak one. They're good. There's a golfing class. And so, yeah, expected, yes. Frustrating or not frustrating. Disappointing, yes. Frustrating, yes. Frustrating the way we looked. We looked awful. Just looked horrible.
I just hope nobody was on the take in that game last night.
I don't know how you could be just looking that bad. I mean, it's not like one guy cost us that match. We just didn't look good at all.
Yeah.
Oh, but anyway, whatever. Look at the future. Maybe. I still think their soccer is still growing in this country, and there are going to be better soccer players come through. But when your best player in your country is a bench player in Europe, that should explain to you where we are as far as in the pecking order. Also explains where MLS is in the pecking order. Until MLS switches to a traditional fall to spring format like the rest of the world, where we can actually compete to bring the best players over, when they lift the salary cap and let these owners free float and go compete for the best players in the world, until that happens, we will be a second-rate league and we'll be a second-rate country in this sport.
Here's an observation real quick because we're about out of time this hour. If this the World Cup in 2030 will be in a different country,
Spain and Morocco, Portugal, yeah.
This team doesn't get to the round of 16 in another country. They got to the round of 16 because of the fan support in the United States.
100%.
They're not a top 6. This was not a top 16 team.
No, I don't think so either.
Because they played home.
Yeah, we have to have better quality across the board. No question. Yep. We know. I mean, we just expect it. All right. Hey, more stuff coming up at the top of the hour. Let's get after it here next on ESPN The Jock.
Springfield weather on The Jock.
Happy Tuesday. Today's going to be a seasonal day, upper 80s, partly cloudy skies and a light northeast breeze. May squeak out a stray rain shower this afternoon as well, with most spots likely staying dry. Upper 60s and clear skies overnight tonight. Comfortable start to the day Wednesday, with a warm finish near 90 degrees tomorrow, with partly cloudy skies and a southwest breeze. For Ozarks First, I'm meteorologist Tom Schmidt.
Take a swing and take a scoop at Play It Again Sports in Springfield. Now through July 12th, save store-wide on everything for baseball and softball. New bats, 10 to 20% off. Get 20 to 50% off all baseball shoes. And save big on gloves, pants, catcher's gear, batting gloves, balls, and helmets. Be there July 11th and enjoy free ice cream from Highland Dairy. Save now through July 12th at Play It Again Sports in the Fremont Center in Springfield.
Hi, I'm Bill Dutton with Abacus.
And I'm Abe. Bill, when people hear accounting firm, what do they usually think?
Taxes, bookkeeping, basic compliance.
That's not the full picture with Abacus.
Not even close. At Abacus, accounting is just the foundation. We also provide CFO services, strategic business planning, controllership support, and even HR services.
HR surprises people. Why would we offer that?
Because your people and your numbers are connected. Hiring strategy, compliance, payroll structure, it all impacts profitability and growth.
So instead of juggling multiple advisors, our clients get one coordinated team that understands their entire business.
And that guidance helps our clients make smarter decisions.
Schedule a time to meet with an Abacus professional today. Visit us at abacuspro.com or call 417-823-7171 to learn more.
Life's stressful enough, so when something unexpected happens, it's that much worse. That's why it's important that you're covered by Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent David Kinsman. He's not your typical insurance agent. He will fight for you. He's also a local and understands his community. Whether it's home and auto insurance to life and business, he has you covered on all fronts. So when something happens, don't sweat, because David Kinsman has your back. Google David Kinsman, Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance today.
This is Mike Greenberg, and you're listening to 96.9 and AM 1060 ESPN The Jock
on KBFL Springfield, K245CA Springfield. Springfield's total sports station, ESPN The Jock, with this local sports center update with Don Luzader.
Springfield Cardinals back in action tonight as they open a road trip at Tulsa against the Drillers. That's a 7 p.m. game. The Cardinals are 40-40 overall to start the season, which is pretty good considering that they got off to a very slow start in 2026. Kansas City Chiefs just over 3 weeks away from beginning their training camp at Missouri Western State University in St. Joseph. The Chiefs will play 3 exhibition games, one on August 15th against the LA Rams at Arrowhead. They'll also play at Tampa Bay on August 22nd and at home versus Seattle on August 28th for opening the regular season on September 14th at Arrowhead against the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football. I'm Don Luzader on the Jock.
The Sports Center update is brought to you by ABC Roofing. Keeping it simple. abcroofing.net.
Springfield weather on the Jock.
Happy Tuesday. Today's going to be a seasonal day, upper 80s, partly cloudy skies and a light northeast breeze. May squeak out a stray rain shower this afternoon as well, with most spots likely staying dry. Upper 60s and clear skies overnight tonight. Comfortable start to the day Wednesday, with a warm finish near 90 degrees tomorrow, with partly cloudy skies and a southwest breeze. For Ozarks First, I'm meteorologist Tom Schmidt.
Not your average sports show. Louder opinions, better stories, and zero boring mornings. The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob, weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock.
When it comes to your next build or remodel, you need a team that shows up ready to win. In Springfield, that team is Edge Supply. From Blanco kitchen sinks to Delta faucets to freestanding bathtubs that steal the show, Edge Supply has the team, the experience, and the inventory to deliver. Contractor or do-it-yourselfer, no matter if it's a fixer-upper or a full custom build, Edge Supply is your home court advantage because Edge Supply plays to win. EdgeSupply.com.
Your takes, your teams, your town. From hot stove baseball to big deal or not a big deal. Mornings belong to The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock. Don't just listen, be part of it.
We'd like to invite you to join us on The Opening Drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app.
Opening Drive.
It's Opening Drive.
Opening Drive.
It's The Opening Drive.
It's smart, it's local, and it's a whole lot of fun. Real opinions, real laughs, and real connection to the Ozarks every single morning. From breaking down the biggest games to celebrating the best of the Ozarks, debating the poll question of the day, and reacting to your messages live. This is sports radio done differently. The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. Weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on ESPN The Jock.
All right, second hour of The Opening Drive on ESPN The Jock with Tom Ladd, Rob Rodgers. Glad you're along for the ride with us this morning. It's been a great first hour on a Tuesday, and we're glad you've continued on with us. And we are continuing on with the great interviews we've had today. We just had Rob Marsh on from the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. Now, Coach Shorter from newly named Coach Shorter from Ozark High School, the girls coach down there. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks, guys, for having me on. I appreciate it.
Hey, congratulations on the new job. You've had a great coaching career in Southwest Missouri. Before we talk about the new gig, tell us a little bit about your past.
Yeah, you bet. So I'm originally from Lockwood, Missouri, and grew up there. Went to Pittsburgh State and played baseball there and got into coaching. And, I always wanted to coach. I just didn't really know what sport I wanted to coach. I always had kind of that connection with basketball and just loved the pace of play and the excitement of the game. And so I got into coaching basketball, coached a little bit at Lockwood, my hometown, for a few years, started out coaching boys and got a job offer to coach girls at Carl Junction, and kind of took off from there. When I was at Carl Junction, coached the girls basketball team for a total of 16-ish years or so, and also coached at Webb City for 6 years. My daughter was a senior in 23 and loved coaching her for 4 years. We were fortunate to make it to the Final Four. Unfortunately, we got second place, but thought that was probably a good time for me to kind of put it aside and look to do a little something else. But got the itch to get back into it. So last year I was fortunate to get the job at McDonald County and coach there this last season, and it's been a lot of fun. I love basketball and love being around the kids and just having that opportunity to teach and see them grow, and hopefully we can continue to do that here at Ozark.
Well, I tell you what, your history is amazing, because that 8 straight district titles there at Carl Junction. You finished that 30-2 record your last year there, and an appearance in the state championship game. So you bring that experience there. McDonald County, much success as well. What are you looking at Ozark as far as getting that program going and putting it in perennial position to win?
Well, being a part of the COC at Carl Junction Webb, I'm very familiar with Ozark from the outside. Ozark's always had outstanding athletes, a great class. It seems like just the school overall and the community really is supportive of one another. And that's a piece that I was excited about when the job opportunity was presented to me. Being with the kids this summer, they work extremely hard, great kids to be around. The coaching staff, and coaches all throughout the entire athletic program have been wonderful and welcoming. What I'm excited about is just being able to be a part of it. But certainly, I see where we can maybe make some changes and hopefully will help us moving forward. Ozark's always had a really solid girls basketball program. They certainly have. When I was at Webb and Carl coaching against Yancey Little, who obviously just retired as athletic director, we were great friends, and he always had his team ready to play, and that's what I'd like to do is try to get it back to that level. We had a great summer so far. We're continuing to work right now, but we've had a great summer, and for me, getting to know the kids and kind of have an idea of what direction we need to take. Certainly I have things that pieces of my programs that I like to instill, but at the same time, I'd be silly just to say this is how we're going to do it every time and not adapt to the kids. I think that's a piece in the past that has helped me as a coach is finding what kids do well and trying to highlight and showcase that, but at the same time, instill some of those fundamental pieces that will help us win. The COC is a gauntlet, conference wise, but I think what it has done for my teams in the past was certainly gave us an opportunity to make a push in the postseason. And I think that's maybe where we're lacking a little bit here. If we can get that going. The kids are excited. I'm excited, and hopefully we can take off with this thing and get Ozark where we need to be.
Coach, so many connections. You had mentioned being from Lockwood, tiny Lockwood, and what a great athletic community that is. Last week I'm in Alabama, little vacation. I run into another former Lockwood athlete, now the football coach at Stockton, Coach Rader, who we sat and talked about you and your brother and all the success that Lockwood sports had, and the Rader family and the Shorter family, a lot of coaching, a lot of big time athletic success from that tiny community.
Yeah, Lockwood was a great place to grow up, and just a really clean and supportive atmosphere there at Lockwood, and the fans they love their sports. They certainly do, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, and with being from a small town, the piece that I really enjoyed was being able to play multiple sports. Because of that, there wasn't a whole lot to do in Lockwood except for farm and play ball. And we certainly enjoyed that. And I think that was super beneficial to us. You talk about Luke and just kind of the connections throughout Lockwood. I actually got to coach Luke when my first few years there coaching at Lockwood, and Luke's dad, Mike, was a coach with me, and it's kind of odd that Mike was also my dad's football coach when they won a state championship in high school. So those connections are great, and to be able to go back home and see some of those guys and see the progress that they've made and their coaching careers and things like that, it's just outstanding.
You touched on the success Yancey Little had at Ozark as the girls basketball coach. What makes that program so special? It's had a rich history of girls basketball play in this area.
Yeah, I think the piece that really makes it rich is the kids in the community, and just being able to put that support into it. The kids love it. They love being around one another and being part of something bigger than themselves. I think that's kind of the piece that I want to continue to have here is helping our kids understand that, yes, we want to improve individually, but our focus has got to be on what can we do to improve and be part of something bigger than ourselves, and play for the kid to your left and to your right. And, I'm sure that's what Yancey did. When I was at Carl Junction and Webb City, we had some battles. We had some terrific battles early. When I first took the Carl Junction job, we won a district championship that first year, and that was all new to them. And we play Ozark the first round of the state playoffs, and they whooped us. Boy, they put it to us. They had Katie Bond and that group, and of course Yancey took them all the way, and they won a state championship. So my focus to our Carl Junction team that year was, hey ladies, if you're going to get beat, you want to get beat by the state champion. Mm-hmm. That's the way to do it. And the next year, we continued to have that success, and we're able to finally get into the Final Four, and same thing at Webb. And one of the pieces that I think really kind of helped us was just being part of that COC. And Yancey was a huge part of it, not just as a coach, but as an administrator, and just, from basketball side and the softball side. I have a lot of respect for that guy. He's just been a terrific staple in Southwest Missouri coaching and in education. So he did a great job. Not that they haven't in the past, but I think trying to get it back to that level is my focus. And, I think the kids are certainly on board and ready to go.
So you had success in the Joplin area at CJ, and then at Mack County, Webb City. Is basketball different here in the Springfield area than it is in Joplin? Do they play a different style of basketball?
That's a terrific question, because I think as coaches from the Joplin side and even from the Springfield side, we're always talking about officials and how the game's played and this and that. And what I've kind of come to realize, I feel like that there are a lot of similarities in both. For example, talking about the officiating basketball wise, Springfield has some tremendous officials. So does Joplin. Joplin just doesn't have as many. There's just not the participation that there is over this way. And that goes for officiating in basketball itself. There are a ton of great officials over here that do a fabulous job and officiate the game, like you see when you go out and watch a basketball game. Same thing over at Joplin. There's just not as many. There's certainly not as many. And I feel the game is kind of that way as well. You come over here, and anybody in the COC, anybody in the Ozark Mountain Conference, even the small schools like the Lockwood, just great basketball. Over in Joplin, you have a few of those teams, but it's just not, there's just not as many. What we were really fortunate with, Tom, was being part of the COC, and we were extremely fortunate to win it quite a few times, and that helped us, and that kind of gave us that piece of respect that I think all of the COC teams had when they went over that way. I think it can be a little more physical over here at times. But, some nights it's a little more physical over there. When I say over there, being over in the Joplin area, one of the things that I've always kind of focused on with our kids is adapt to the game, adapt to how it's being officiated. It's going to be different. They're different officials each night. You want that consistency, and we've had that. We've had some great officials throughout the years, and just having our kids be able to adapt to the game and how it's being called and play at that level is really beneficial to us. It has been in the past, and I don't think that there's a huge difference in the game. I just think there's a lot of really good teams over this way on the Springfield side. I feel like it's the Midwest basketball mecca, boys and girls. It's just, it always has been to me growing up. I think the game of basketball is very special in this state, and a lot of it is because of Springfield.
Hey, Coach, I'd be remiss not to mention your fabulous baseball career at Pitt State, my alma mater. Of course, playing under legendary C. Beaver, my good friend, and I was a few years before you when they restarted the program, but I number 2 all time in career batting average over there. You hit like 450 your senior year over there with like 73 RBIs. You're a baseball guy, and so that's my question. Did you ever think about coaching baseball?
How about them Gorillas? You bet.
Oh yeah, baby, go Gorillas this year. You bet.
Yes, and you know what? That the hitter is it Dagan?
Yeah, Dagan. Yeah, Dagan Brewer. Oh my goodness.
He took off, man, and ended up taking over that career batting lead.
Yeah, you're number 3 now. You're number 3. You fell to number 3 behind Dallas Reed.
Oh my goodness. That's okay.
You got Danny Esposito behind you, right? Esposito's behind you.
Yeah, Esposito was my roommate, man. He was a good hitter. But that's what records are made to be broken, man. And that's exactly right. But gosh, I love baseball. I thoroughly enjoyed playing it, and I did coach a little bit there at Lockwood the first few years.
Mm-hmm.
We had some success, won a couple district titles, and it was fun, but it didn't provide the excitement that basketball does. The quick changes and reaction with this happens, boom, you got to make a call here or there. Baseball, I love playing it, and I did enjoy coaching it, but it just wasn't the same. It didn't do it for me like basketball has. What I have found is, and one thing I'll do this year is assistant softball, and I was a head softball coach there at Carl Junction, and for a few years, and loved that, and it kind of gave me a little bit more of that basketball feel because of the speed of the game.
Yes.
I'd give some hitting lessons back home in Lockwood to a couple kiddos, and still love being around the game. I've done a little officiating in the last couple of summers just to stay around it because I love the game of baseball. It was always just kind of hard for me because probably the pace of it. And when playing, I was great because I loved it. But I was a catcher too, so I was involved in everything. That was the piece that I really enjoy.
It's awesome.
So do you have you hired your team chiropractor yet? Do you know who that's going to be at a I'm sure discounted price?
Yeah, well, I don't know anybody real good around.
Oh my!
So, no, I'm absolutely going to hire Chris Shorter. He's going to be our team chiropractor, and he's been doing it for quite a while around here, and former Missouri State Bear, and got a couple boys that played at Kickapoo, and hopefully maybe we can get a few of them over our way. I don't know, but we'll see. Chris does a great job, and obviously being around sports and being part of it, and a family that's just embedded in athletics. He really has a great outlook on kind of that sports side of being a chiropractor, and he's terrific, and hopefully he can give us a little deal after what I said. He may not. He may say no. Got to go find somebody else.
I told the story on the air before, but I was on the other side of the state doing radio, and little Valley versus Lockwood football game when Chris was playing back then. Still a big memory for me. Valley of St. Genevieve and Lockwood, just a great contest.
Yeah, I remember going down to St. Genevieve Valley my freshman year, and then they came to us my sophomore year, and I don't remember my junior year if we played them. My senior year we did not. I think we got beat that year, but always some great contests. And yeah, Chris was fun to watch in football. I was talking to somebody the other day and about him, and he was on a full baseball scholarship at Missouri State and played basketball for Alford as well when he was there. But a lot of people didn't know he had a full ride offer for football too. He went on a visit there for football. So pretty amazing.
Yeah, he's one of the great ones, man. So I'm glad you're over here now. I'm excited. I'm excited for Ozark girls basketball. Glad to have you in the community. and looking forward to watching much success for the Tigers down there in Ozark.
Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks. Appreciate you, Coach.
Another Pitt State alum.
I'm telling you, man,
How
you bring him
about that?
on here. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, he was a good one. I graduated in 93. He came on in 97. I think he came over to JUCO. 97, 98, I believe, was his 2 years at Pitt State. But he was teammates with some of my good friends over there, Danny Esposito and John Cleveland and such. So, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool to catch up with the former Gorillas.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, pretty awesome. I'm telling you what, he's mentioned Dagan Brewer, by the way. Dagan Brewer, 50 career home runs at Pitt State in 2 years, 185 RBIs in 2 years.
Wow.
Batting average of 411. He came from Johnson County, the powerhouse Johnson County. And
it is now.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty good then. That was D2 JUCO then.
Oh, man.
Now it's D1 winning national championships in Colorado.
They are good, man. Well, anyway, Brad Shorter coming over to Ozark. That's awesome. Yep. Hey, we'll take a break. We got Show Me the Money coming up next on the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock. This is Rob Rodgers, the co-host of the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock. Can you smell it now? The hot dogs, the green grass on the field. It must be baseball season. And where can you find the best baseball coverage in the Ozarks? Right here on ESPN The Jock.
Every business owner wants to be the hero, closing sales, fixing problems, taking care of customers, and somehow marketing the business too. You're not three people, so stop stressing like you are. You don't have superpowers, and human cloning isn't quite a thing yet. That's where we at Fuse 32 come in. We handle your website, social media, digital ads, and a whole lot more in-house. That way, you can focus on what you do best. Fuse 32. There's nothing we can't do. Fuse32.com.
Rev up your energy and fuel your body with the protein punch you've been craving. When it comes to nutrition, Highland Dairy has a wide range of locally made products. Discover tasty ways to a stronger, healthier you with Highland's range of yogurts, smoothies, flavored milk, and cottage cheese. For parents with picky eaters and trendsetters looking to jump on the revival of cottage cheese, Highland has what you need to hit your protein goals. Highland, locally made, naturally delicious.
Summer road trip season is here. Before you hit the highway, visit C&C Automotive. Right now, get a free oil and filter change with any shocks and struts replacement. New shocks and struts can help improve ride quality and handling for all the summer miles ahead. And don't forget the heat. Save 25% on a complete AC system check and service during C&C Automotive's summer special. That's a free oil change with shocks and struts replacement, plus 25% off AC service. Call C&C Automotive today and get summer ready.
All right, there's your new AC unit. You should be all set.
What do you mean, should be?
Yep, should be all set. Thanks and good luck.
And that's when you realize it wasn't such a good idea to go with one of the guys who had the AC unit for cheaper. Rodgersville Heating and Cooling won't just chuck it in a truck, plug it in, and leave. They take the time to install and quality check everything they do, so you can come home to comfort with Rodgersville Heating and Cooling. RodgersvilleHVAC.net.
We once had a drone fly a ShopOzarks.com banner around town. It looked super cool until it ran out of battery mid-flight and smashed into someone's siding. That neighbor still won't talk to us. So yeah, on second thought, we'll just stick to what we always do. ShopOzarks.com just gives you real savings on local restaurants, health and fitness, and the best entertainment in the Ozarks. No chaos, no gimmicks, just great local deals at ShopOzarks.com.
We'd like to invite you to join us on the Opening Drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app.
Follow the dollars, the deals, and the drama. Contracts, TV money, NIL, and the business behind the games we love. This is Show Me the Money.
Show me the money!
On the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock.
All right, Show Me the Money for a Tuesday. I'm telling you what, there's so many awesome things out there, but this is going to be a weird one for you. I got a weird one to start. And the reason that's weird is because it's something you probably wouldn't expect, but I'm going to share this with you. The United States men's soccer team coach, we call him Poch, right? Mauricio Pochettino He's Pochettino. He's from Argentina, right? So he's the coach. Do you notice what shirt he's been wearing? Have you watched that? Have you seen what he's been wearing? You see a lot of soccer coaches, they'll wear their Armani suits. Some of them will wear their track suits, Some of them will just. The Cape Verde coach was wearing a cool button down with jeans. I thought that was awesome. That's so Island Nation, right? He's like, I got to wear pants. That's kind of what I was thinking. But Coach Poch, this is what he's wearing. He's wearing this shirt. It's got the double pockets on, that grayish bluish shirt. That's a shirt from Boss, BOSS. That's a $500 shirt. He started wearing it against Paraguay, and he pretty much wore it the entire tournament. It's a blue overshirt, basically, and he's worn it pretty much throughout the tournament, every game. That shirt for $500 has sold out multiple times within days after restocking it. That's the hottest selling shirt in the world right now, is the one that our U.S. men's national team coach is wearing. That double-pocketed overshirt, just a kind of a casual weekend. I'm going to
tell me they're not spending $500 for
500 bones on that. $500 they're paying for that shirt. So there are going to be some knockoffs.
Right.
Knockoffs are coming.
Yeah.
But $500 is what they're paying, and they say that the hundreds of thousands of those shirts have been sold for $500. Wow, fashion statement.
Is he making any off this?
I don't know. He needs to be. If he's not, let's see. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands sales, hundreds of thousands of dollars as well on just one shirt. That's crazy to me. They've restocked it twice. They've sold it out twice, and they've sold out every size but one size. I think the biggest size they have, the extra large,
the tent size.
Yeah, the tent size. So they've sold it out within days. $500. That's crazy, and it's not like it's Hey, look at that coach. Like last night, Portugal's coach yesterday. Roberto Martinez wearing a stinking sweet suit, looking sharp, man. I mean, just looking. And then the Belgium coach last night had the open collar. We had the tie on. We had kind of the collar was kind of opened up a little bit. We had the tie on, so he was going business, but yet business casual, like we're going to beat the brains out of you, kind of thing. Like I can loosen the tie now because we're going to smoke you.
And they did.
And they did. And the other day, who was the other coach? Oh, the Spanish coach last night, looking sharp, tight tie, everything, looking sharp. Then you got the Cape Verde coach with his jeans on. Then you got some other guys just wearing polos or whatever. But this oversized overshirt, $500 from Boss. So that's the fashion statement of the tournament. Show me the money.
How would you describe our fashion statement here on the show? Now that we're on video on Facebook and YouTube, you can watch us live.
Sure. We're wearing the golf polos. I'm wearing my Prime polo today. What do you got wearing today? I can't see it from here.
It's a
that Honor Flight
Babe Ruth League.
Oh, Babe Ruth League. Yeah.
I did several of the leagues, the games in Branson
tournament. So you got a shirt out of that. Yeah. I'm wearing the Prime shirt today. Tryouts are next week. Got a rep, right? But I don't know. Sometimes I wore my American Outlaw shirt yesterday. I'll wear a shirt. I tell you what, you want me to wear a shirt? Call the sales office. I'll wear your shirt. Call the sales office right now. Well, don't call him now because I don't think he's probably in there. Call Heath right now at the sales office at Zimmer.
Oh, he's there.
I'll wear your shirt.
Yeah.
I'll rep you on Facebook, YouTube. I'll do it as long as it's, a legitimate company.
Only if you want thousands of views, because that's what we're getting every day.
Thousands and thousands of views a day.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 10,000, 11,000 plus views a day on our Facebook. You want to get some views? YouTube, that didn't include YouTube.
Yep.
Doesn't include the replays. Come on, let's go. One more. Show me the money. This is hilarious. Sports Business Journal sources say SBJ NBA lays off dozens. The NBA has eliminated dozens of jobs this past week as the league continues to reallocate resources toward perceived growth areas such as NBA Europe and its burgeoning local TV business. Also, they didn't mention this, and towards the WNBA. So they're laying off dozens of workers, which is really weird to me because their model, the NBA's model, is amazing as far as how they generate money. They are next to the NFL. Those are basically ATM machines. If you own an NBA team, it's an ATM machine. They literally just generate dollar on dollar. They make dollars on dollars. And the fact they're laying off people is, I don't know if that's a sign of stress or a sign of doing a different direction.
It's a sign of they're coming up with the new TV negotiations, and they anticipate them to decrease.
Yes.
So it all has to do money. Can you imagine that? Show me the money.
Future dollars. Yeah.
Yep.
So the word on the street is that the rights fees will be even what they were before or slightly less. Viewers' eyes are not, well, here's nothing. And they say burgeoning local TV business and burgeoning technology. These games are starting to go streaming. They're starting to go different ways. You're viewing NBA, you're viewing any sport on your phone, on your tablet, more streaming. So they're allocating resources there. But the actual quote TV rights deals, I think we're almost hitting a ceiling with the NBA. And this is going to be interesting with MLB too. And MLB, gosh, you don't even know where your game is on every freaking day. I don't even know. Where are the Royals playing? I don't know. They're on one of these streaming. Like the other day, I turned on MLB. I've got the app, on my TV. Boom, you punch it to bring up the MLB. Where are the Royals playing? I click it, blacked out. I'm like, why is it blacked out? Because Sunday, all the games were on Peacock, if you didn't know that. All of them. It's Star Spangled Sunday. Every MLB game was not on the local market. It was all on Peacock. Now, it was the Phillies announcers because they were the away team. Is the Phillies now? And they did great, by the way. But it was all on Peacock. So you got to kind of check where your game is every night now, which is kind of a pain. But anyway, that's where the rights deals are going more local markets.
Do you think that Adam Silver, had he just given up $1 million of his $10 million salary, could have saved all those people in the NBA office?
Wow, yeah. Yeah, right.
I mean, he's making $10 million as the commissioner of the NBA, which is number 3.
Yep.
Roger Goodell.
He makes
unbelievable.
$64
million a year.
That's nuts.
Rob Manfred, $17.5 million a year.
Too. That's overpaid.
Silver, $10 million, and then Gary Bettman, $9.5 million.
But you know how long it took Gary Bettman to get to $9.5 million? That's a long time because he was making. We talked about this, I think, last month. He wasn't making anything for a long time. But if you look at Adam Silver and you think what he's done for the league, he took David Stern's vision and went farther. Now he's made some missteps. He's made some missteps that David Stern would not have made over that time. But right now, he's trying to figure out, okay, where can we get the most dollars out of this league? That's what he's trying to figure out now, because if the rights fees go down, which most likely they will a little bit, because more people are they're not watching it on terrestrial TV now as much, right? They're watching on the app. They're watching, and here's another thing too. This is crazy to think of. The NBA actually likes the MLB model of local broadcast better. They like the local announcers. They like the local flavor of the. So the NBA is looking at ways they can go, okay, fine. You want to watch the Oklahoma City Thunder. You want to watch all their games. You want to subscribe to the Oklahoma City Thunder channel on the NBA.com thing. You can watch all Oklahoma City Thunder games through your streaming service. They want to maximize the dollars on the local streaming rights. What they're finding out is that the national games, unless it's a Wemby versus Oklahoma City, or New York versus Boston, or now New York versus Philadelphia, that unless it's a big market, or two superstars playing each other on their national games, which are fine, people want to watch on their local stations or local streams.
Here's what it says about the layoffs, the NBA.
Okay.
You ready?
You got color on this.
The layoffs come as a result of the NBA reworking its media rights picture, consolidating the local coverage of teams. More jobs could come as a result. In addition, the league is planning to launch a centralized hub for local broadcasts, likely for the 27-28 season, housed perhaps by Google, YouTube, and that could lead to new personnel as well. In his memo, Adam Silver mentioned the growth potential of the WNBA, along with programming and technology. So together, the NBA Europe and local media, all of those superseded the positions that were eliminated Wednesday.
Okay, so there you go. The hub that you mentioned, much like MLB. You go on the MLB app, you go on the NBA app now. I want to watch Oklahoma City play the Thunder, or I want to subscribe to the Oklahoma City streaming service. You can buy all Oklahoma City games or whatever. That's what they want to get to. They're trying to maximize local fan interest. Or you can have the national version where you're blacked out from your Oklahoma City or whatever. If maybe you live in Oklahoma City, you want to watch the Knicks, you can subscribe to the Knicks channel or whatever. I think they're just trying to find a way to maximize local production, local broadcast, and because they make more money there.
Sure.
And then they'll decrease. They'll still have their big national games, of course. Twice a week they have their big, or 3 times a week now they have their big games and such. They're double headers. They'll still do that, but they'll probably get paid less for those, I suspect. So yeah, they're just trying to find other ways to make money. Now WNBA, I don't know. I really think the WNBA honestly will not be a viable. People are going to challenge me on. Oh, they are making money. Well, they are, but no, they're not. Until they switch like MLS to a traditional basketball season, I think they're going to struggle. No, you can argue WNBA all you want that their numbers are up. You can argue that all day long. It's still minuscule compared to the other sports. Minuscule. It's not even until you get into a regular window of when you watch basketball. I'm telling you, nobody. You know what? You know how you watch WNBA games? You're flipping through and it's on. That's how you watch WNBA games, because it's on like Ion or one of these weird channels randomly on a Friday night or Saturday night, right? That's when you find it. Like, oh, there's nothing else on tonight. Oh, there's a WNBA game on that's playing. That's how you find it. Don't tell me you're sitting out there going, oh, I can't wait till this Saturday night to watch the Indiana Fever take on the Dallas Wings. You're not doing that. But if you get in a regular cycle, I think you can get more eyeballs.
Couple things. Fewer WNBA teams, right?
Yeah.
Actually easier to find the games.
Yes. 100%. Nobody knows where they're playing.
Well, their TV contracts aren't near as intricate as the NBA.
No.
So they're on easier to find channels, which is why you're coming across them all the time. And obviously, Caitlin Clark has had such an impact on that league, and she's being treated like a dog.
Oh, I know. Awful.
Horrible.
They're not protecting her.
She's selling out. I mean, they're not making money. Especially now with the new contract where they're making, the players are making more money. They're losing.
They're definitely losing money now.
More money. But, obviously Caitlin has had such an impact on that league that they're able to do this year, where they're able to increase the salaries because they're selling out arenas that she plays in.
Yes.
Not all arenas are being sold out.
They don't show you that, do they?
No.
Those half-empty arenas when two teams you don't know of, Atlanta's playing Minnesota or somebody, no, they show that. I just really think that you're right. They're adding too many teams to WNBA too quick. It kind of like MLS did back in early. Started just adding teams. Well, your talent level's not at that point, okay? And maybe your talent level is good. I'm not discounting their talent level at all in the league. But if you had fewer teams, if you had, let's just say, a finite, 12-team league with all the talent funneling to 12 teams, where all your top 5 starters are legit former college basketball players in this country that can play the game, I think you get a lot more push going forward.
The telling sign will be, will they continue? They had to have that extra league, that 3-on-3 league.
Yeah, baller league, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, during the off season, so the players could make enough money to have to make a living.
Yeah.
Not have to get another job like the old baseball players used to do. They had to have that just so they could make a living. So they're playing year round. If that goes away, that tells you that the players are not in need, that they're making enough money now, but that's going to drain the coffers of the league financially, which of course is going to put a strain on the NBA because they obviously own
and they support it.
Right.
Yeah. Regardless of what the television contracts the WNBA has, everything associated with the WNBA is minuscule compared to other sports leagues. Not even close. So if you happen to come across a WNBA game, great. The problem is that's not what you want. You want to know that you see if the NBA, this is the doubleheader of the week, right? On this station, on this channel, or they got to find a better way to stream. They got to find a better way to get their product out. And I think part of it is because they're playing in the summer. And I know why, you know why they did that. They did so they wouldn't conflict with the NBA. I almost think you got to go in concert with the NBA. And tonight the Dallas Wings are playing, and tomorrow night the Dallas Mavericks are playing. I think that's kind of how you got to promote it. Hey, at your NBA game, hey, don't forget the Dallas Wings are in town tomorrow night taking on the Minnesota Lynx or whatever. You know, they got to cross promote. They got to cross pollinate, as they say, to get those eyeballs. Yeah, interesting stuff.
Final segment coming up. I want to talk about the NBA All-Star selection process, Rob.
NBA?
I'm sorry, MLB. I said NBA.
Oh yeah.
MLB All-Star selection process. It's flawed. There's no doubt it needs to change.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We'll talk about that. And also, I'm still efforting quad ball.
Yeah.
We're looking for Quidditch, quad ball. It's coming in town in 2 weeks, July 25th, 26th at Lake Country Soccer.
Yeah.
A wand in one hand and a ball in the other.
That's all about
rings. And I looked at a little video yesterday. This guy was explaining the rules.
Oh my gosh.
And the positions for quad ball.
Oh.
It's coming into town. Remember how many Lance said, how many people were going to be here for this?
Hundreds and hundreds.
That's the players. There'll be thousands of people coming in to watch this.
Wow.
At Lake Country Soccer. So we're going to try and they have the Quad Ball Central Division Championship. Can't wait for that.
Can't wait for that.
Central. You know, the West, is really
traditionally
hot.
very strong.
Yes. They're a little faster. The Central, it's a little more physical league.
It's a physical league.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
The West is faster.
More finesse.
Yes.
West Coast offense, that type of
quad
thing.
ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
And well, hey, we haven't even touched on today. Cards and Royals. We'll touch on that briefly here in the last segment, but it is what it is. We'll talk about we got to get quad ball out first. I mean,
holy smokes, the Royals did something that never happens in Major League Baseball. We haven't even talked about it.
And it's fine based on their season. All right, we'll talk about that and more next on the Opening Drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock, brought to you by Play Against Sports.
Did you know you can listen to all your favorite ESPN The Jock programs live at 969thejock.com? The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob, A Coach's Perspective with Jenny Hopkins, The High School Show, ESPNthejock.com.
When your business depends on security, access, and durability, the details matter. At Robinson Fence Company, we've delivered dependable commercial fencing solutions in 9 different states. From industrial and high-security fencing to complex commercial installations, our crews work efficiently and comply with job site requirements. With a long-standing presence in Springfield, Missouri, and our office in Dallas, Texas, Robinson Fence is a trusted partner. Robinson Fence Company. Commercial strength, proven experience, professional fencing by professional people.
Culinary history with Retro Metro. For centuries, lobster was a delicacy reserved for those living close to the coast. Today, you don't need an ocean view to enjoy it, just a table at Retro Metro. Introducing Bergen Ravioli. Fresh ravioli stuffed with lobster and cognac, served in a Thermidor blue cheese and spinach sauce that's creamy and rich and unforgettable. Discover the all-new dinner menu at Retro Metro.
I'm Chef Tiny, inviting you to Retro Metro for some giant flavors. Your table is waiting.
Missouri's laws are clear. Unregulated gaming devices are illegal. Companies have been telling businesses that gray market machines are legal. That's wrong. Don't be scammed. If you have these devices at your business, you could be subject to criminal and civil penalties. Unplug and remove these devices today.
If you've been approached to host illegal gaming machines, call now 800-523-1434 or visit ago.mo.gov. Sponsored by the Attorney General's Office.
Due to the overwhelming response, PianoCraft is extending the America 250 sale throughout the month of July. Up to 50% off digitals, conservatory-grade verticals, up to 50% off new pricing. Yamaha Grands on sale with a free player piano upgrade. Man, that's a $9,000 value. Tech certified used pianos starting at $15.99. This is our biggest sale of the year. Visit PianoCraft today, 4240 South Fremont in Springfield.
Going out of town? Take ESPN The Jock with you at 969thejock.com. You can hear the best of the Ozarks with Chef Tiny, Full Throttle with Craig Stagner, or The Opening Drive with Tom and Rob. ESPNtheJock.com.
We'd like to invite you to join us on the opening drive. Give us a call or text at 417-866-0969 or reach out to us at the 96.9 Jock Chat app.
When sports plans go sideways and stories spiral out of control.
Hey, we've got a problem here. Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, we're talking about those. Strap in for Houston, we have a problem. On the opening drive with Tom and Rob on ESPN The Jock.
Houston, we got a problem, Tom. Houston, we got a problem.
We do. As a matter of fact, with the All-Star Game voting in Major League Baseball.
That is a problem.
It's become a vote for the stars and not who deserves to be in the game. Does it matter who deserves to be in the game, or do we just want to see the stars?
That's a good question, actually. Do people that'd be a great poll question, actually. Maybe we should run that next week or tomorrow or something, because do you want to just see the stars play, or do you want to see who's had a great first half of their season?
You want to see a future Hall of Famer like a Bryce Harper, who may be hitting 220.
Yeah.
Because of his name. He's starting the All-Star game.
Yep.
When you got a guy, with 25 home runs and 60 RBIs who's sitting on the bench, who should be starting.
Yeah.
What do you think? Let us know. Do they change it? Do you reduce the impact of the fan voting? Like the NBA or I think the NBA has done that. They've right now you've got Dodgers and Yankees. It's the Dodgers and Yankees game. You might as well just have them play a exhibition game, because that's what the All-Star game is, because they have the most voting.
Yeah, I agree. I think you should reduce fan voting. I used to love going to the ballpark, and they give you the ballots, right? You fill out the ballots at the ballpark, right? Not online. You fill it out at the ballpark. You punch the little holes. Remember that? You punch the little holes, the little chads, the little hanging chads.
Turn it into the
usher, right? And you voted. I used to love doing that. But here's what I found out. Keep in mind, Bobby Witt Jr. is starting at shortstop for the first time ever. He's a 3-time All-Star, okay? Last year, Jacob Wilson was the starting shortstop for the American League, the Oakland A. Jacob, who? Who is Jacob Wilson? Where is Jacob Wilson at this year? I don't think he's an all-star. I don't know what he's hitting. I don't know who that guy is. All I know is America's shortstop didn't start last year, and he's finally starting for the first time this year, and it wasn't even close. He was in this year. And the first year he played, he was a backup to, what's that guy? Gunnar Henderson. What, the guy from Baltimore? What are you talking about? But the fan voting in Baltimore, and the fan voting, believe it or not, the fan voting in Oakland/Sacramento, I don't know what that's all about. The Sacramento people, that's not even your team, voted in Jacob Wilson. That's crazy to me. So anyway, I think fan voting should be reduced, but I don't think it should be eliminated.
No, it should be part of it, but could you increase the media/player voting to have a bigger impact?
I think the players voting for players is very good, because they know who's who. And most of them are very selfless, and they know the quality of the league, and they know who's up and coming in the league too, who people might want to see down the road. I think the players have a good pulse on that. Hey, but we got a caller on line. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, I think the first thing I would do is eliminate the one player per team mandatory rule. Because that rule was great, like in the 70s and the 80s, because not every game was on TV. But nowadays, you can find just about every game on TV or your computer app. So if you're a fan, let's say of Toronto, you now live in Missouri, you can still see the Toronto Blue Jays play.
Sure.
Night in, night out. And the other thing I wish they would do is kind of like what the NBA, maybe make it the world, maybe make the international players play the American players.
Didn't they do that? Didn't they do that a few years? No, they didn't. They didn't do that. They were talking about doing that.
Comeback that's the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, they were talking about doing that, though. The American All-Stars versus the International All-Stars, they were talking about doing that on the last collective bargaining agreement, I think, and it never came to fruition.
Didn't they have that with the Futures game?
Futures game is how they do that, yeah.
But I would definitely eliminate the one player per team thing. I mean, that's such an outdated rule, in my opinion.
Well, here's my thing. As a Royals fan, I needed that one player per team, there for a lot of years.
Somehow, I'm a Royals fan, and somehow we ended up with 2, which
I don't even know how that happened, right?
yeah, I mean, I get Bobby Witt, being a starter because he. Sure. I mean, I can't picture there's a better shortstop.
Yeah,
but let's just say if he was injured, which he was
sure.
a couple of weeks ago,
yeah,
and he couldn't play, so you would have had to add somebody. So now you're adding, I guess, Michael Walker got voted in, but he's 5 and 6. I mean, that's not an all-star.
I agree.
Surely there's got to be 10 other pitchers. And I kind of wish they'd go back to let the starting pitcher throw make them throw at least 2 innings. Because by the time the game ends, you've sat through 12 pitching changes.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, you've got somebody like Mizorowski who won't even throw this year, in the All-Star game, and that's what a lot of people would like to see is him throwing 105 in the All-Star game.
Yep.
Well, if you're Kansas City, do you really throw Walker in the All-Star game? I mean, do you risk an injury?
Yeah.
Because if you can get some prospects back to build, into the future, I mean, is it really worth throwing him out there in the All-Star game next week?
Yeah, and we saw yesterday, was it Dustin May for the Cardinals going 4 2/3, not giving up anything, 7 strikeouts, coming out after 81 pitches, 55 strikes. You're like, why did he come out? Because he's on the trade block. And so it's like, why would you throw him in the All-Star game? Well, he's not in the All-Star game, but why would you throw him, right? It just becomes very, I don't know what you call it, a lot of trepidation involved with this.
Well, anyway, those are my 2 thoughts. Yep. So anyway, have a good day.
Hey, appreciate you listening. Thanks. I'd agree. I mean, I think let's say, for example, Bobby Witt Jr. is hurt. Okay, let's say he can't play in All-Star. He gets voted, but he can't play. I don't think you replace him with a Royal. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you do that.
No.
No. Yeah, I think it's that was your guy. He's going to be there in his little jersey and everything. He'll be represented. He'll go out on the line with everybody. He'll still be dressed
He'll get his
out.
participation trophy.
Exactly. I don't think you replace him with another physical player from that team. I don't think you do that for sure. But I do like the one player per team, just because you need to represent every team needs to be represented in some way, because that's how there are fans from. Okay, for example, I don't know, A's or whoever's having a bad year. Royals, for example. Let's say Bobby Witt Jr. wasn't Bobby Witt Jr. Who do they send to the All-Star game? Somebody needs to go to the All-Star game. I don't know who it is. It's got to be somebody. Just because that's your fan base. There's a fan base there that needs to be represented. That's kind of the whole point of the whole thing. But I don't think you replace them with an injured with a same team. No.
One other thing before we leave here. Of course, Kansas City, we should mention. Kansas City yesterday afternoon, beat Philadelphia 15-1. What made this game so special is that the Royals, for only the second time in their history, scored at least a run in every inning.
Every inning, yeah. That's crazy.
This is more rare than a perfect game in baseball.
That is cool.
And they won the game 15-1 over Philadelphia. Noah Cameron, 5 innings, 6 hits, struck out 7, but walked 5, kind of effectively wild. And they beat Christopher Sanchez, who's had a great year.
Oh, my gosh. Did you see that? Sanchez gave up, get this, 9 earned runs in 3 1/3 innings, raises his ERA to 2.62. Raises it.
Crazy. Cardinals, by the way, dropped a game 4-3 to Milwaukee, come from behind win for the Brew Crew, who they had homers from Terang and David Hamilton, who was injured during the game, left with a sore hammy. Those 2 guys had 2 RBIs apiece for Milwaukee, but they scored, 4 runs in the 6th inning, I believe, something like that.
4 in the 7th, but that's after May came out. Yep. Again, May, 4 2/3 inning, 4 hits scattered, 7 strikeouts, 81 pitches, 55 strikes. He was rolling. We're going to take him out. And then the wheels fell off. I mean, I know he's cool on the trade block, but man, come on, let's go. You're 47-41. You're in the wild card hunt here. Don't.
That's got to be hard when GM comes down and said, "Listen, let's treat him with kid gloves because we're trying to get rid of him. He's got an option year coming up, which we can't afford.
A big option year.
Yeah. He's okay right now financially for the Cards." but the option year makes it where they've got to get rid of him, got to do something.
Yeah, unfortunately, because he's their guy right now, and he's throwing great.
Probably shouldn't throw this out before we've only got a minute left, but know if you saw this. There's a softball player at Utah that tweeted yesterday. She said the 5-for-5 eligibility rule has involuntarily made her decommit from her Utah softball scholarship. She didn't want to do this, but she's a freshman coming in.
Okay.
And the 5-for-5 rule caused her to decommit, which she didn't want to do. And it's going to do this. It's going to impact freshmen in a big way. We don't have a lot of time to talk about this, but this is one of the first things I've seen publicly where that new 5-for-5 rule is going to cost incoming freshmen college athletes.
Interesting.
Yep.
What's she going to do, though? Go JUCO?
She's opened up her, reopened her recruiting.
Okay.
So she was going to go to Utah to play.
Interesting.
Georgia Graham is her name.
Huh.
And she tweeted this out, and I saw a lot of people talk about, well, it's the first of many freshmen.
Yeah, we'll put a pin in that one. We'll talk about that tomorrow. That's interesting. This could be coming. Here comes the wave. Hey, that's the show for a Tuesday.
Good show.
Yeah, great show. So glad you joined us. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on YouTube. Also, go back and listen to the podcast if you missed our great interviews today. That's it. Tom, we're done.
We are. We'll see you tomorrow, 7 o'clock. It is the opening drive with Tom and Rob, brought to you by Play It Again Sports.
See you tomorrow.
Springfield weather on the Jock.
Happy Tuesday. Today's going to be a seasonal day, upper 80s, partly cloudy skies and a light northeast breeze. They squeak out a stray rain shower this afternoon as well. In most spots,